Let's take a look at setting up the Omoplata from our closed guard overhook series. Closed guard overhook setup. My frames are in place. Now I'm gonna step on his hip and start to push my hips to the side, not straight back. Notice I'm on my side, I'm on my shoulder here, and his arm is straight. We have our reverse arm lock here, right? Just pushing into his hip and hipping forward here, okay? A small detail to think about is rolling your wrist forward of the arm that you have overhooked. So if you look at my wrist carefully, the more I roll my wrist forward, the more pressure I put onto his arm. My hips and my foot placement are assisting with that movement. If Danny pulls his arm out towards my shoulder, I can switch into our Americana. But this time, Danny's gonna react by putting his arm towards my hip. So now it's kind of tucked into the groove of my hip, and I can't attack his arm with my arms anymore. So I'm gonna use my legs, and we're gonna do a move called the Omoplata. I'm gonna take my hands out, cup his shoulder. My far foot is gonna step on his far hip. I'm pushing off of his hip to get my head and shoulders away. And now I have space to bring my leg over. It's really important to make that space by pushing your head, chest, and shoulders away, pushing off of that far hip. Now, once I get my foot to the mat, I'm gonna push off the mat to get my far leg through. I get my far leg through and things are starting to get tight, but they can get tighter. I'm gonna reverse my hips. As I reverse my hips, my free hand is rotating up to grab as far around his waist as I can. Notice my foot. My feet are facing away from my partner's head and my knee towards the head. As I start to sit up, I'm gonna move my hips, pinching my knees, and I'm gonna get my other arm over the hip, and now I have a free hand again. You can reach up and grab the back of the neck, collar here. It's really important that my foot placement, my feet are away from his shoulders, my knees are pointed towards his shoulders. From here, I can start to elevate my hips to finish the Omoplata. Let's keep in mind, the Omoplata is primarily a sweep and not a submission. The submission is secondary. If we can get the submission, great. One important detail when setting up your Omoplata is that you're pushing with one leg and moving the other leg. We can't move both legs at the same time. That's the mistake that we often make. So make sure one leg is pushing, the other leg is moving. I'm pushing on the hip to get the leg over the shoulders to the mat. I'm pushing off the mat to get my legs through. Once I have my legs through, now both legs can work together. Point those knees towards that shoulder and reach over the waist to get your finish.